And it doesn't just go away. We can't just turn the thoughts off. We can't just tell everyone in the world to stop stressing us out. It doesn't work like that. Right. So it's really learning how to manage ourselves, and instead of just constantly reacting to things, learning how to truly respond.
Welcome to Mastery Podcast, where we explore the art of living fully, balancing mind, body, spirit, and passion in pursuit of a better world. I am your host, Dr. Sass. Today, we're honored to have Shelly Vecchio, the founder of Gloryus, joining us. Gloryus is more than just a brand. It's a beacon of hope, guiding individuals through their personal development journey to create and sustain positive change in their lives. Shelly, welcome to Mastery Podcast. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And we're just going to dive right in.
Okay. Yeah.
So you've been through a great ordeal. You've been through bullying. You've been through, overcoming depression and stuff like that. A lot. And I want to congratulate you for overcome all that. Can you touch base on that story just a little bit so our audience there can understand where you're coming from?
Yeah, absolutely. As when I was growing up, right, I was the high energy, curly girl, curly hair girl that was always trying to make people laugh. And I was an overweight child, so between my curly hair and my high energy and being overweight, I was like a beacon of like, we're gonna get at you. Mm-hmm. And, it was hard. It's hard, right? Because you just want to look like the other little girls and be able to wear what the other little girls wear and go to the stores and shop where they shop. And it just wasn't something that was in the cards for me when I was little, right? I had to dress slightly different, and I kind of wore hand-me-downs and did whatever I could to kind of cover myself up in hopes that would stop people from making fun of me, but it ended up giving them, other reasons, right? Because people will always find a reason when they're not happy with themselves, because hurt people, right? So no matter what I did, it was kind of like, you're too much, you're too loud. You got to tone it down, right? All these things. You got this wild curly hair, straighten it. And I do happen to have it straightened today, but because I choose to. Mm-hmm. And it's a very different choice nowadays that I get to make. And I'm privileged to be able to say that I'm okay with making that choice, right? But I also rock my curly hair and my bright colors and my bright energy. And I don't hide it anymore, because for so long I dimmed my light and I had no voice. And that was hard. Right? Because it takes an internal toll on you over time. It's also created who I am, which is so much, it was honestly a gift, because I wouldn't be who I am today without going through all of what I went through.
Yeah. And a lot of people who've been through the same thing and having a difficult time coming out on the other side. And that's why you created this coaching program, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of different coaching programs out there, and they all are different. And what set your coaching apart from what's out there?
So I would say, one, my experience, right? Because I have literally lived every moment and the darkest of moments, and I've tried so many things. But I have done this work my entire life, right? So I have a deeper understanding, a deeper compassion, and an empathy for that, right? And it's not just about, think positive, right? And when it comes to stress and depression and anxiety, these things that trigger us in the moment, we also have to learn how to regulate ourselves. Where you get stressed out and we can't breathe and we're getting sweaty palms, and no one really teaches us how to regulate those things and take a deep breath and calm down. So that is a big piece of my coaching, so that you can learn how to control your body, so you can feel empowered in that and say, okay, now that I feel a little better, now I can take that next step and shift in the other areas that we also shift. So I would say that definitely my experience and the life skills and regulation that I teach gives me that extra level of just understanding and compassion to be able to give and serve the people that I help.
Beautiful. It's something different when you learn from the books, right? And when you learn from experience, you've been there, you've done that, you've been through the lifetime. And people who come to you who experiencing this, you know how they feel because you've been there before.
Yeah.
And this is something that I myself, you know, when I looking for coaching or looking for teaching or anything like that, I want to make sure that person who teaching me or who training me to do the stuff, they've done it before. And this is what you provide for.
It's so important because I feel like that is something in a lot of industries that get lost, especially in coaching. Whereas, you can Google how to do things.
Right.
And you can teach someone how to do those things. But if you haven't embodied it and you haven't actually lived it and done the work to say, okay, this actually helps.
Right.
And what helps me isn't going to help you, right? Everyone's different. Everyone has their own tools. But if I haven't experienced them on my own to say, this helped me with this, this was better in this spot, then I can't guide you in the right way. If I'm just saying, take a deep breath, right? Because you hear that all the time, just take a deep breath. And it's not that simple.
It's not that simple.
You know, and it's just one deep breath isn't going to quite do it, you know, but it's because I've been in those moments where I've been bullied and attacked and all these things. And it takes more than just a deep breath to get through that, you know? So those skills and that embodiment it's so important. It's so important to have someone who actually lives it and knows the experience.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Shelly, many of our listeners and our audience out there may struggle with anxiety. They may struggle with stress. They may struggle with depression. How do you help the people that come to you, your clients, go navigate through that? Can you give us some example?
Yeah, absolutely. And so many people nowadays struggle with this, right? And it's becoming a bigger problem. Mental health is so huge. It's just important as our physical health. And people don't look at it like that, but it really is. But the first thing that I like to do, right, is really raise the awareness of, okay, what is causing it? Right? Sometimes we just say, oh, I'm so anxious, I'm anxious, I'm anxious. And when you say that, you know, your body and your brain starts doing what it's supposed to do, and it'll create that feeling. So it's really raising the awareness of what we're saying. If you are feeling that way, that's okay. It's normal, right? Everyone feels that way.
Right.
However, it's when we raise the awareness of what we're saying and saying, okay, well, what is making me feel anxious rather than I am anxious? It's a very big difference because then you can disassociate with the feeling. I'm not my feelings. I have feelings. So why am I feeling this way? Okay, that caused it. Okay, well, why did that cause it? And we kind of break it down so you can get to the root cause because that's what's going to help you stop it long term. And then we work on building the habits of now that we've gotten to the root cause, we can build the habit of shifting from I am to I'm feeling, right? And the power of our words that we use and building the habits to say, oh, I caught myself. Now I'm going to correct it. And now I can move forward and say, okay, that was just a negative thought. That was just a specific feeling, but that's not my whole life. That's not who I am. It's not my identity, right? So it's really raising that awareness of I am not depression. I'm not depression.
It's not I am depressed. What is causing me to
it's
feel
like
that way?
I'm feeling depressed, right? I'm feeling sad. And it's okay to feel that. We all feel that.
Right.
However, it's how we look at it and what I like to call is the bounce back. How quickly we bounce back from it to say, okay, I feel this way, but now I'm also aware of what's causing it and what I can do within my control to shift how I'm looking at it, shift how I'm feeling, and choose something different. Because we have this beautiful thing as humans called the power of choice. And so often we forget that.
We can choose how we talk to ourselves, right?
We can choose everything, everything. But we get so conditioned and so used to our daily habits and the people around us that we forget, oh, I can actually choose to not be bothered by your shoes, right? Or the way you looked at me.
Yeah.
You know, it's all a choice, and we have such beautiful power as humans. And I think we all forget that, you know, we get into this animal instinct and we just kind of default without thinking. And to wake up and know that I can choose something and I can choose something different is a beautiful, beautiful way to live life. And it helps so much.
Definitely, definitely. A lot of young people out there, especially women, right? We forget. We get so busy with life, with taking care of kids, with working, and you know, women are juggling multiple things.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then they forget to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And they have this negative self-talk. And and the answer is not just saying positive thing to yourself. There are methods to that.
Yeah.
And you just enlightened me on that, where you recognize the root cause of it. You're not that what you.
Yeah. It's just like with any doctor, right? You can go to the doctor and he can put a Band-Aid over it. That's not going to fix the problem, right? You have to fix those underlying problems in order for it to heal properly, right? And that's what we're doing. It's not just, hey, here's some medicine. Here's a positive self-talk. Here's some self-love. You know, they get thrown around so easily, and people don't even know what they mean. So it's like, how do I do this? I don't know. And most people just don't know where to start. And especially women, right? We're moms, we're workers, we're parents, we're daughters, we're this, we're all the things.
Right.
And we're like, well, I don't even know who I am. I've lost myself in this. And then it's, well, just love yourself, be you. I don't even know what that means. You know, so it's a way to be like, well, let's figure out who you are. Right? Without all the labels, without all the titles. Who are you?
Exactly.
When no one's watching.
Right. People throw these words around all the time, right? Be authentic. And I do that too. I'm guilty of it. And then it's like, what's that mean? What's authentic mean? You talk about mindset a lot.
Yeah.
And that is very important, right? How would you say, how much does mindset play a role into how you feel?
So much so, right? So mindset is huge. It is huge. And it's unfortunate that it's not a skill that's really taught. But I spent the first 25 years of my life, and what I like to say is revolving. If you think of like a revolving door of these, I'm not enough. I have to be quiet. I have to be the good girl. I can't be who I am. And over time, that becomes your identity. And when I'm not a good girl, I have to be a certain way, I'm not enough, I start believing those, and that becomes my self-belief, right? So my self-belief and my identity now is I'm not good enough. I can't talk to people. I can't do these things. And when you hear that every day, it's going to completely change how you look at yourself, your identity, what you're able to do. Because if I was like, oh, I'm going to come on this show, I would have been like, I can never do that. Oh my goodness. Right. And I lose opportunities. And over time, that chronic stress and the chronic negativity starts to physically impact you and your body, where I was binge eating and I was unhealthy and I hit my highest weight. And because that was safer and it was easier and I just wasn't feeling good, but that made me feel good. And it's this vicious cycle. So it's so important to really make sure that we always come back to, how are we talking to ourselves? Are we speaking life into ourselves? Or are we being our own bully?
Yeah, beautiful.
It's so important.
Mindset definitely for me too. You know, we shared this during our conversation together last year. I was like, you know, I was one of those women, one of those kids where, you know, especially moving from different country to here, I feel different. You know, I just want to be like everybody else. And mindset wasn't taught, especially where I grew up, and being over here, it wasn't taught. It's not until I was way into my adulthood, after I have kids and all this stuff, before I actually delve into that. And most people don't know that. They thought, oh yeah, self-love. Oh yeah, be authentic. It's more than just that. And it's important that you work with a coach. And Shelly, I saw you wear this outfit here, but underneath it is a t-shirt which said,
Yes.
wake up, feel beautiful.
Yes.
And this is some of the stuff that you provide for your client, right? It's more than just coaching.
Yeah.
It's more than just providing you with like certain written tools.
Mm-hmm.
You have other things. And this is like a permanent change that you're searching for, right? So you want to continue through that. Can you like explain to us a little bit what you use as a tool to help your client to keep that permanent?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, Gloryus itself, right? I'd like to say that it's a lifestyle educational brand because it's not just a quick fix. It's not, I'm going to do this one thing and buy something and things are going to change. It's changing your lifestyle and being open to educating yourself and learning and growing. But in that process, we all slip, right? We all forget and we fall off the wagon, if you will, right? And sometimes you need more than just a Post-it at home on your mirror.
Right.
And I found myself at one point where I stopped revolving, thank goodness, right? And now I was in this resolving phase where I was working on the things, I was doing the things, but then I was also struggling with consistency. New habits aren't easy to form. And I wanted to feel good in the morning. And I wanted to believe that I was beautiful. And I was like, I need something more than just a Post-it.
Yeah.
And I was driving home from work one day and I was like, my friend had gotten me a shirt that the popular Bob Marley saying, "Don't worry, be happy."
Oh, yeah.
And I'm driving home from work and I saw it and I was like, that's it. I'm like, your shirt. Because you can look down and you can be reminded to wake up, feel beautiful. You don't have to feel that way anymore. And the sleeve even says it. So if you don't have the cute jacket on, you have this reminder you can look at, that's facing you, that says you're beautiful. So if you even doubt it in that moment, right? Because we need those environmental triggers to remind us and keep us on our habits, like setting an alarm, right? Not just the Post-it, but I need the alarm. Now I'm not at my house anymore though. And at work, I couldn't have my phone. So I was like, well, what can I do in my environment to help remind me? Right. There's another shirt that I have that says winning the battle. Stress, anxiety comes up in life. It's not something that ever goes away, but you get better at managing it and you can bounce back quicker and being able to look down and saying, I'm winning this battle. I am winning with this anxiety. I'm winning with my stress and my depression. It just gives you that boost that you need because people are going to be people and some people aren't nice and some people are hurting themselves. And when they take that out on you, right, it is more about them, but then we internalize that.
Right.
So it's just that reminder to say, you can say something to me, but I'm winning my battles. I'm not going to go home now and berate myself and belittle myself for hours because you're hurt and chose to hurt me.
Right.
So it's just that reminder to be like, I am winning this. I am doing this.
I love it.
To have that environmental piece of it, to be that and help you build those habits because you need help with it. It's not easy building new habits.
Yeah. And I did spend some time on your website stalking you a little bit. And I saw some great t-shirts. I was like, oh, this is cool. And that's like, like, don't worry, feel happy, the type of vibe that you have on there. I love it. And I like this reminder. You're probably going to get an order from me.
Oh, thank you.
But this is beautiful. This is an awesome idea. And do you have any of this? I thought I saw was there like a coffee cup or something like that on your website?
There might have been one pictured at one point. I did have some really cute mugs that we had that I was promoting and sending out there and just trying to get the word out. And we're looking to develop some more of the products. And I just came out with a new line that's going to be launching this spring, which is more empowering and things. So like the first ones that are up there right now are, I would call the OG, the original designs. But yeah, it's going to be a beautiful thing as we're looking to expand in our products. And I'm looking to actually work with another company I found here while I was visiting, who they help women coming out of crisis. And those women are taught how to make bracelets and purses and all these beautiful items.
Wow.
and they're gorgeous items, and they support women and people who are struggling. So I would love to work with them and partner with them. And we're kind of in cahoots, as seeing how we can make this kind of collaboration work so that we can offer more pieces while also supporting other women who are coming from food security and abuse and homelessness, learn skills and feel good. And it's just the whole entire vibe, if you will, right? And it's just always lifting others up, because when we raise ourselves up, we raise others up, and like a tide, right? We all rise. We all empower each other and give each other permission. When I live fully, it gives you permission to live fully, because you're like, oh, it's possible. I can do this too. Right? So it's trying to lift everyone up.
I love that. I love that word, rise.
Yeah.
And, we all have this one word of the year that we're going to use, right? And rise was my word for this year. So thank you for reminding me that.
You're very welcome.
Reminding me to feel beautiful, because, it's not just you looking down on your t-shirt and say, yeah, I feel beautiful. It's like when other people see the wording, it's like, oh yeah, I wake up, I feel beautiful.
It's a reminder a lot of people need. And it's a beautiful conversation starter, right? And some people walk past and they're like, oh, feel beautiful. I do kind of feel beautiful today. And it's like, good. You need that. You deserve to feel that way. So it's it's a reminder for ourselves. It's a reminder for others. And it's a way to open up beautiful conversations with people who just want to be seen and heard. And, people just want to know that they're not alone and they're not struggling. And other people are in the same boat. So many of us feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. And, even when we come out on the other side, we still have our moments.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's nice to have, reminders and stuff like that, and have techniques to continue to use that.
Yeah, it's the best of the best.
The best of the best, people who are rich, movie star and fame, fortune, everything, they all have their moments.
Yeah.
And some of them can't get over it.
No.
Right?
It's hard.
It's difficult. So
it's work.
It's important.
It's work, but it is a lifestyle, right? It's possible, but it's not also something that's just going to go away, right? When they throw around mental health, so like it's nothing, but it's our identities. It's who we are. Yeah. My body and my physical health is just a body, right? But what I'm thinking and telling myself and doing every day, that is all my mental health. And it doesn't just go away. We can't just turn the thoughts off.
Right. We
can't just tell everyone in the world to stop stressing us out. It doesn't work like that. Right. So it's really learning how to manage ourselves. And instead of just constantly reacting to things, learning how to truly respond and come from a place of, oh, I understand, right? That empathetic communication with other humans and the life skills of being able to manage, throwing all the life's journeys at you, but being able to bounce back and move forward anyway.
Yeah. No. Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for your amazing work. And where can people find you, Shelly?
Yeah. So the website that I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Shelly Vecchio. And then you can find me at agloriouslife.com. And that's GLORYUS. So a glory and us kind of put together to equal glorious.
Nice.
Right? Because you're worthy. And that's what that's like, that worthiness, right? So agloriouslife.com. There's the shop's on there. My contact information is on there. And then I'm on all the socials. You can easily find me with just my name, Shelly Vecchio, or follow us at Gloryus as well.
You're probably the only Shelly Vecchio
I'm okay. I am the only Shelly Vecchio.
Yeah. Which is nice. You have a unique name. So when you Google you, there's like nobody can be in front of your name there. So amazing. Thank you so much for that, Shelly. Now, as we conclude our inspiring session here with Shelly Vecchio, it's evident that her journey and the mission of Gloryus remind us of the power within to overcome and transform. Shelly, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your work, and thank you for your beautiful t-shirt. After today, I'm gonna definitely order a couple for myself.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for having me and just allowing us to have this time and space to be able to reach everyone out there, because we're not alone. and our stories matter, so that people can realize that.
Yeah.
It's so important. But thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, Shelly. To our audience, let Shelly's story encourage you to seek your own version of Gloryus life, where challenges are stepping stone to a richer, more fulfilled existence. Thank you for joining us on Mastery Podcast, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Dr. Saz, encouraging you to embrace the art of living fully. Until next time, pursue mastery in your journey and make every day, every moment counts. Thank you.